the average person in the United States with an annual income of like yourself of $110,000, they save about after taxes around $1,800 per month. So you're not too far from there. You're only like 50% off from the average.
I'm not perfect.
But
Not
This is all a new
50%.
thing. You know, we all
kind of 50%.
those that know me.
there's
It's-
different factors.
it's a
You know,
new
you're
thing.
in a city.
I travel a lot.
You're having fun. You travel a lot.
You're in your 20s.
in your
Entertainment is
20s.
a big.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the extra 800 gonna do?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the
for us
$800
now-
of fun. I mean, my gosh.
That's gone tomorrow.
The brunch we went to the other day.
We are pretty much live.
We are
are.
live.
We are live.
We make the rules here, if you didn't know that. But Mr. We didn't give you a nickname for today's
Oh,
episode.
yeah.
What do we think? Governor?
Governor.
Governor, Mr. Governor, Mr. Governor.
Does this look
natural.
I don't know. Is it? Is this
I don't
not? Is
know.
this how you sit?
Yeah.
It's just natural.
Perfect.
Yeah, is
You're
that?
great.
Is this how you typically sit?
Kinda
Like
me.
this?
This is me. Throughout the workay.
Yeah. It's just,
Guy comes back, like,
like online.
my boss comes back, he's like, and I'm always just gonna like, what's up?
I have one friend who usually sits like, he sits like
No,
this.
honestly, that's pretty comfortable. I get that.
What's going on, fam? Welcome to Eat My Assets, episode 18. I almost forgot the it's over there
18.
just because I was getting nervous. 18.
Are you
Welcome.
nervous? Are you nervous around me?
I am a little bit.
Yeah.
Based on what we did last night.
A little shaky.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
A little vulnerable.
Yeah.
Always
Looking
vulnerable.
back, regret some things that we did.
Oh, no regrets. Just
No
memories
regrets, no
made.
regrets.
Yeah.
Well, do we remember?
Well, all right.
At the Mirage. I'm glad that
I know Martin Garrix was good,
He was great.
but
Amazing.
you know, pinpoint a few songs that we experienced. That's a little hazy, but
I'm still questionable for tonight as well. It's tough because when you have the season Mirage pass, you
it's
just
hard to
feel
say
like
no.
You have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess.
it is hard to say no. It's
Same,
something
but
we
different.
struggle with.
Yeah.
Saying no
Yeah.
is cool. Yeah, really hard.
I
It
For
is tough.
this group of people
Yes,
and the rest of us.
it's,
Yeah.
you know, it's part of the downfall at times.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things I have to be at ease with, though, because I think I'm at number 7 on going to the Mirage with the season pass this year.
What's the goal?
To get my money back. So the season pass for the Mirage was $2,000. Each show is about
Easy.
$100.
Yeah,
But I have to go to 20
20.
shows within the season, which is from May to October. How many months is
Okay,
that?
well,
5?
it's only middle
October?
June.
That's 4 shows a month, though, which is pretty much a show every weekend to get my money's
Well,
worth.
you're going to 3 this week.
no.
But I also
Tomorrow
bought
he's not
3
using it
tickets to
because-
Garrick's.
Oh,
The
You're
table.
not using
Oh,
it
we're gonna
tomorrow?
No, because we have a table.
Yeah, and you bought all those tickets last
And I bought
night.
that I gave out for free.
Gave out for
yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah. I'm down
It
bad
was a
right
great
now.
experience.
Yeah. Is it worth it? I don't
had
know.
fun.
No,
I'm
it was
down
worth
bad
it for
now.
the company.
Of course.
No, that was worth it. I'm
Yeah.
saying the Mirage Pass was it worth it?
Oh.
I mean, it's
we'll
just
do
more
a
the flex.
recap in October.
In October.
Yeah.
Mhm, I'll come back.
Well-
I'll
when you
be
move
interviewing
back.
you.
Oh, that reminded me. I have a lot of controversial tax questions that I definitely want to ask you later on, just from being a. He's a CPA, ladies and gentlemen. Soon
Well-
to be a CFA.
Yes.
We'll
Or,
see.
well, I guess you are a CFA right now, but
No, I'm not.
You should talk us through that process,
Oh.
though.
Well,
The CFA
you want to
process.
start now?
is there a V1, V2? Okay, well, before we get to
Yeah.
not
Okay.
not a CFA yet,
Not a CFA.
I'm thinking about
Pending
another
CFA.
exam. Pending CFA. here.
Pending. Still work to be done.
So legally not financial advice. We're about
Also,
to do today.
legally not a CPA. I've passed all the exams. I just haven't like gone through the paperwork.
You're
and, like-
also legally not a CPA. Okay.
So I passed it 4 years ago. I just haven't like gone through the process of
Holy shit.
registering it with the state of Texas.
So
But I'm starting that process right now on the plane
Congrats.
here.
wow.
On the plane here, I like started filling out the little form that they send you,
Oh.
and
Congratulations.
so we're starting that process, but it's early on.
Why start it now and not for the past 4 years?
Short answer, just laziness. But
Yeah.
you have to work for a year before you can be a certified public
Oh,
accountant.
really? I didn't know that.
And so I was already living here, and like life is just crazy here. So
Yeah.
I kind of forgot, and like you don't like they don't expire. Like my credits don't expire, so it's like
Oh, they never expire?
yeah. Once you get the like your actual certification, then every year you have to do continuing education for like 40 hours a year.
It's kind of trash.
So I'm like, all right, I can put on my resume that I've passed all 4 levels. I just can't put CPA. If you work in public accounting, once you become manager, you have to be certified.
Gotcha.
But I mean, I probably, if I would have stayed, I would have been a manager in the fall.
Yeah.
And I would have had to have it by then. But
Well, let's talk about that because you had a long journey to get here where you're at now. And you also had, like, when you first moved to New York City, is because of an internship and you enjoyed your time here. May or may not have been a relationship for during that.
Yeah.
Let's stick it to the
We don't have to get into
financials.
that. This isn't a relationship advice show. We don't need to get into the nitty gritty. But
Sticking to the financial side of the house.
yes, be my assets.
Yeah, the
Not,
internship. Yeah, let's talk about your assets
Okay, yeah.
real quick.
Okay, you want to start at the beginning?
What's your current job title and how much
Okay.
are you making per year?
Okay, my current job title is an Operations Analyst, and I'm making $110 a year.
Nice.
And operations analyst, I gotta ask because that's super vague.
It is vague. I mean, whenever they were hiring me, I was like, what's the deal here? But like everyone I talked to really liked, and they were just hyping me up. I'm like, all right, like I can fuck with these guys. And so sure enough, like I start, and I was like, my dad was asking me like, so like, what's the plan? I'm like, oh, still kind of figuring it out, but.
It's all right.
Long story short, I'm basically a consultant for this private equity group in Houston, and they're going through a accounting software transition from QuickBooks to a software called NetSuite. So I'm helping with the full implementation process, working with the AP team, working with like the VP of operations to get it moving forward.
And what happens if, so you're consulting for a specific company, it sounds like, but once you move the software over, like what happens there? Is it just another client?
I think that private equity group wants to like keep me on to help out with other like special projects.
Oh, got you. So it could be anything. It doesn't have to be just like that's.
Not like accounting, but yeah, like more like just helping out with like their operations.
Oh, interesting. And
And
maybe
it's really like learning how I go. Like I didn't have much experience, so I guess. Do you want me to talk about EY?
Yeah, the job history, because even going back to like how you got this job now. How old are you, by the way, for the audience? 27.
Ripe age 27.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spring chicken.
Just coming into form here.
Yeah.
And to how you got to this certain point in time, because you even mentioned this job, you're not like really sure.
Yeah.
What it's
so
about. Yeah. What's the job history there?
So backing up, went to Texas A&M, and we had and my parents had always encouraged me that I would like New York. So I hadn't even been here before I started the recruiting process to intern in New York.
You never even came to New York yet.
No.
Well,
Wait, you
I
just
didn't know.
came here with no...
Well, I had an office visit, but like it was to choose which firm I was going with.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, this place is kind of dope. Like, let's give it a shot. And so anyway, go through the recruiting process, and you can choose like A&M's got one of the biggest accounting colleges like in the nation.
A&M.
And yeah, and so you literally choose. All right, I want to go to Denver or Chicago, whatever it is, and then they'll send representatives from the big four accounting firms: EY, KPMG, Deloitte, PwC, and you just recruit with them and like network, and then go through a full interview process, and then they fly you up to New York, and you choose, which one. And if you make it,
Wow.
you have to make it that far.
That's what I meant by choose. You mean like if you made
It's
that
not like
far,
you just like, all right, like they'll have anyone. You know?
Yeah. It's like recruiting.
It's
like,
recruiting,
yeah,
so
like Greek life.
yeah, exactly. For your life.
Yeah.
So anyway, you go through the full interview process, and then, if you pass like each stage, and then at the end of it, it's really like they say it's an interview, but if you make it to New York, you're in.
Pretty much
So you're,
all
like,
If you make
solidified
it to
in,
New York,
yeah.
the big city.
How much were they
The big
offering
city.
you when you first got that first job? That was an internship.
So that was
right?
an internship. I came here. It was the winter, so January of 2017, and it was a 3-month internship, and that was like my senior year. Then I did 5 years in college because for the CPA you need 150 hours. So A&M does like a full 5-year program. Got an undergrad in accounting, master's in finance. It's a master's of science, so nothing too crazy. But master's of science in finance, and then at the end of the internship, it was, I mean, the winters here are tough, you know.
Yeah.
But I had enough fun to where I was like, all right, let's see this through and come back and figure it out.
Yeah.
And so after I graduated,
How much are you making that internship? Were they paying you for the 3 months?
I don't know, that was a little bit ago. I mean, to me, I was in college, so like it was probably I don't know, $1,500 every other week, and like I thought that was great.
That's like
That's not too bad.
that's what my salary was a couple weeks ago before I got promoted.
yeah, it's great, right?
$1,500 bi-weekly?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was making 55.
But that's 15.
You must have good friends that would
Yeah,
you
I
know, help
wonder
you out
who they are.
whenever you like go to bars and stuff. I don't know.
Sure.
They must be great.
Yeah, I got great friends.
Yeah, that's wild. Did they pay for housing too, or no? It was just like
No,
okay.
no, it was. Yeah, it was really like not great because so I get Airbnb and like Airbnb, it's all
You
like, jacked up.
Airbnb'd here?
Yeah, because
my
like
God.
NYU, like usually whenever you do internships, it's in the summer and you can do like the NYU dorms.
Mm-hmm.
That was an option. So
that's
yeah,
interesting.
Airbnb'd in Hell's Kitchen. Not my favorite spot, but you know,
No hate though.
no
if you
hate,
live
no
there.
hate. You know, there's some good theaters around there, but big theater guy. But you know, yeah, it was a little bit of a struggle.
So from there, it was EY, and then you went. Was
So
it
I chose EY, and
Gotcha.
or I came back, same team. So they sent a recruit to Texas. He was my senior manager, and I ended up just like falling in love with this guy. He was like really great dude. Yeah, like not in a weird way. He was like business relationship. Like this guy was just like cool as fuck. And so anyway, he was like my mentor, and did the internship, and then I ended up wanting to go back because like our team was so great, and like it's obviously a grind, but it's like you have such a great time with like all the people that you work with that it makes it manageable. So anyway, the job was I did auditing for Ernst & Young for a wealth and asset management. So it was mutual funds and hedge funds that I was auditing.
Gotcha.
And starting out, I was making $65K, and then what they kind of sell you is each year your raises are pretty significant, as opposed to like being, you know,
How
out
significant
in
are
the
we
industry.
talking? And guaranteed a year? They are
Yeah.
guaranteeing a year promotions?
Yeah, so it was, every year.
No.
So I think it was like 65 to then the next year was pandemic, but we still went up to, I think 80, I don't know, maybe 75, and then 85, and then 105 was like right before I left.
Oh, nice.
So after 3 years, go from 65 to 105, pretty
That's
solid.
pretty
Oh, damn.
sick.
Yeah, that is a pretty good trajectory. So
Yeah,
you were there
3
the whole
years.
entire time. Yeah.
Yeah, and it
Entire
was
time.
great. Like I had a great team. They made it. I mean, I had made best friends out of it. I actually went to one of their weddings last weekend on the Hudson. It was dope. But yeah, it was a great experience. Very stable. We always survive downturns. You know, you always need auditors, even though not a lot of people even know what auditors do.
Well, let's talk about the auditing piece for a little bit, because I don't fully understand auditing at all, but I did have a question, and if it's not related at all, let me know. When it comes to a business and having to capture receipts versus not capturing a photo of a receipt, like, why does that matter? Why does sometimes they let you go through with it and sometimes they don't? Like, what's the actual repercussions of?
Are you talking about like if you go to Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, not get a
And, like,
receipt of
and
an
they don't give you
item.
a receipt?
Yeah, what's the repercussions for
I don't know, actually. Not very, like, I mean, whenever you're auditing these, you know, public companies, like every public company has to be audited. And so that usual process would be, you know, you get their financial statements, and every number that you see on a financial statement has to be verified somewhere else. So the auditors come in, they perform testing on every number and even the disclosures on the financial statements, because at the end of the day, you're assuring investors that what this company is presenting is legit. And, auditing's been around for a while, but Enron, whenever it went down in 2002, they were manipulating their financial statements like crazy. Like they had so much off balance sheet financing that it looked like they were a very stable company, but they had so much leverage off the balance sheet that no one had any idea about.
And by the leverage, what do you mean by that? What was happening?
Taking on more debt that it appears. I mean, a lot of banks make you have, a certain debt to value ratios, or they won't loan you money. So it's just kind of little covenants that they'll put in. And in the situation like Enron, I mean, their financials, they look great, but they had all this extra funding that people didn't know about.
And how come people didn't know about that funding if they were a publicly traded company? Like what happened? What was the
at the time, the standards weren't as strict as they are now. And then the fall of Enron, I mean, Enron going down was like if Apple went down today. It was so big at the time.
Hard.
Yeah, it was, truly... it would be like Apple going down. And so
that's crazy.
It's hard to think about.
Yeah, like BlackBerry's fall.
Not quite. But they had some other issues.
They own 35% market share at their peak.
Yeah.
But now they're at 0.
They are at
we
0.
learned that today.
About an hour ago.
Yeah,
but
I guess it had, sorry, go for it.
The crazy thing about Enron is they would sell their contracts, their oil contracts on their own market. And, no one was saying what they couldn't do. They just had their own marketplace for their contract. So, like, I've got this contract that we just signed, and it's worth X because we're the ones making the market. So it's like they're coming up with their own market. It was wild.
Was it a monopoly is what you're saying? They were able to, and who's their clients? I'm like, I don't really know much about Enron.
They had tons of clients. And I mean, I don't know. We learned so much about it in college, but the main idea behind it was, say...
Is it like Ticketmaster? Are you saying like they control the venue, they control
Yeah. Ticketmaster is a much better example. Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
So that was Enron was doing.
Enron was doing it and
inflating everything.
For their stocks or shares?
Their assets.
Oh,
so
everything? They were inflating it all?
Yeah, I mean, your assets are your contracts that you've got. So,
wow.
It was crazy. And then it went down, and it brought down so many. It was such a rippling effect throughout the economy, and people lost their life savings on this. Yeah. So from that, we got much better accounting standards today that we now follow.
What does being a CFA like open? What kind of opportunities does it open? Because I know you mentioned you're studying for the CFA right now, right?
So what I was kind of alluding to earlier, a lot of people, you go into accounting and it's at the time it's a good gig, you learn a lot, and I did learn a lot, but at one point you want to pivot out of it. And so I've always had more interest in the finance side of things, and so once you're ready for that pivot, a lot of the recruiters here in New York, I talked to one of them, and I was like, I'm really not wanting a back office accounting job.
Mm-hmm.
And what they really sell you on is, you'll start out as a fund accountant, and then if you work really hard for a few years, then maybe, a spot will open, and then you'll make your transition to middle office, front office.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like the standards that they've set. And so you really need to differentiate yourself. And so getting a CFA is another way to just kind of make that jump over.
Transition.
Yeah. And like same thing with the MBA. A lot of people, whenever they want to get an MBA, it's a true jump in your career. It's not, all right, we're going to, just finally work our way over. If you get an MBA, then now you're looking at more, you're for sure getting a finance job that will really progress your career.
Well, can we take a look at that, Rons, real quick?
Yeah. I was going to say, is
average
that
cost
true?
of an MBA, and then I'm just curious how much more money on average. I'm not sure if there's statistics around that they're making.
I would say...
Because it definitely is a career transitioner.
It is, and you have to take... it's a big financial commitment. It's probably like $150K in total.
Damn.
And then two years of lost salary. So, you got to weigh the pros and cons.
And lost salary, yeah.
Should I check, in New York? Because you can get an MBA at anywhere. So
all MBAs are pretty expensive.
Well, it says $30K to $120K. So the average is like 61.
Yeah, I've looked at NYU and Columbia.
Let's go to top business
Both
schools.
happen to be in New York,
Yeah, if
oddly.
there's a average on top. Yeah, what is NYU's is Stern. What was the other one you
Stern,
mentioned?
Columbia. Yeah, I think they're both around 75K a
Yeah,
year.
that sounds about right. Because I think earlier on in my career, I was actually considering an MBA because I wasn't sure. I was like stuck in computer engineering, software science, software
Oh, wow.
engineering.
Yeah, same stuff.
Yeah.
So it says MBA student can expect to pay between 70K and 200,000 plus K
Per what?
year.
Per year? 70 to 200K
wait.
per year.
Wait,
That's probably total.
total. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Got that
Yeah.
wrong. Sorry.
And how much money, does it have any statistics on how much more money that they're making
Let me
after
keep
taking an
reading.
MBA?
Chat and then I'll.
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
cool.
Anyway, so like a lot of times, if you want to make that clean transition, you have to do stuff like this to like CFA. So I just took level 2 in May. Fingers crossed, we find out in July the results.
Level 2, that's
of
what
the
you're
CFA,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah. Got you.
Supposed to be the hardest, but I've also heard the third's the hardest. So that would, I mean, level 2 was pretty tough. So
Okay.
Thinking about studying for another test is not at the top of my list right now. But
So you don't
we'll see.
officially become a CFA until you hit all the levels.
Yeah, you gotta get all 3.
Alright,
and so like on your resume, you can put past level 1 to CFA.
And then you're legally allowed to give financial advice after you become a CFA.
Yes. I don't know all the ins and outs, but
That's
yeah.
interesting.
So 2 separate studies, but one said MBA holders had a median salary of 115K per year, which is more than double than what graduates with only a bachelor degree.
Wait, Rons, can you run that back by like talking to them?
Yeah, I just realized that.
Yeah.
Speak up.
Sorry, reading sometimes stresses me out because
It's hard. It's tough. No, it's fair.
okay.
I can't tell if you're fucking there or not. I actually can't tell.
It's because I've messed up reading on this a couple times, so every time I do it again, I get a little stressed. Okay. Okay.
Are you stronger in math skills? Or?
I did econ.
Oh, okay,
I'm a
yeah.
numbers girl.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I could be an auditor, maybe.
Maybe. Could be you.
Okay. MBA holders. I'm nervous. MBA holders enjoyed
Speak in.
me.
You're still doing it over here. Come on, this is your job.
You're making me a little nervous. Okay. MBA holders enjoyed median salaries in the range of 115K per year in 2022, which is more than double than what graduates with just a bachelor's degree had. And then another, let me find it. Oh, it says MBA graduates reported an average salary of 36K more than what they were making. It's 2 seconds.
Okay, so
I mean, you
about
do them
5 years.
So either more than double.
to pay it off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5 to 10 years of work.
Plus the
depending
loss
on
of 2
it,
years. So
of salary.
yeah,
Yeah, but I guess the opportunities that you get
in the
'cause
long run,
it could be it could exponentially grow. So like maybe year 1 you're making 36K more, but year 2 if you're in like VC it might
That's true.
Yeah.
maybe your bonus is like 100K. I don't know, but
No, that's true.
no, that's
but we'd have to talk to other MBAs out
Yep.
there to find out because everyone else has a different story, right? Of like how
That's
much more they're making after an MBA.
You come tell me.
Yeah, you help me. Yeah.
Please comment. Let us know.
That was good when you couldn't read.
That was great
That was
that you can't read. Yeah. This is all I heard. Mr. Governor, yeah, so to get to your point in time and being really good with finances.
Well, we're working on it.
Yeah, well, other people's finances at least.
Yeah, it's work in progress. But yeah. We're getting to that goal.
Getting to that point, you're
Yeah.
going to be a CFA. But like, what really led you to this? I know you did some things in college too that not many traditional college students do and have a big budget. Would you be able to elaborate on that a little bit more?
So I was the treasurer of our fraternity,
Ooh,
and
that inspired the numbers gig.
yeah, well, I've always kind of been good with numbers, and so it just kind of like felt natural to help out in the fraternity, and we had quite a budget.
What was your budget per year budget, or how did that work?
A year it was like $500,000.
$500,000?
Yeah.
They let you were like, what, 19? Just with $500,000?
No, I was of legal drinking age. I was 21. Yeah. Yeah.
But still.
Because I had to buy all the alcohol at times.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At one point, we have this big party every year. It's called Chili Fest, and we brought
Wonder what
we
goes
brought
on
in
there.
I've never found the chili. But, it's just kind of a mess. But I mean, you bring in like a full trailer full, multiple trailers full of just cases of beer.
No
Wow.
shit.
Yeah, it's wild.
Are they all like lined up?
Yeah, I mean, I
We'll
could
look
show
for-
you in the
yeah,
phone, but like
We'll put an image
the
up.
viewers, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Well, how many? So on the fraternity, a couple questions on the 500K that you're managing.
Yeah.
Like, how did you get that money? How many kids were there? What was initiation fee? And then how'd you budget that?
Yeah, we had like probably 150 kids in the
A
fraternity.
500K budget for 150 kids is a
insane.
fucking lot.
Yeah, you pay like each semester. And so
Yeah.
like, not everyone's financial situation's different than others. So like what we would try to do is if that was a struggle for you, which I mean it's a lot of money to pay on top of your tuition and all the other stuff that comes with it. So we would do like events like you could help out with like the door at parties, and then we'll knock off a couple hundred from here.
That's
Yeah,
really
stuff like
nice.
that.
Oh.
Yeah. How much were they
Yeah.
paying for the fees?
I don't know, it's a little over $1,000 or so. It
Per
depended.
treasurer, you don't
semester?
I mean, I'm keeping it vague.
Oh.
What's that?
Per semester?
Yeah, per semester.
Got you.
And
Too bad-
yeah, I
not
mean,
too
so like we would
Kinda makes sense.
like I would get with our president, recently married. Congrats, Howie. And we would get with each other and kind of plan out our big parties of the semester. Any type of membership fees that we had to pay, like nationals and whatnot.
Mm.
And yeah, I mean, usually we had one big party each semester, and 1 year we'd Waka Flocka. We had
Wow.
ASAP Ferg.
That's
and
sick.
He
How
wasn't as
much
good.
were
Waka
they
was
to
a
book?
beast.
Like 20K, 30K, or more?
ASAP Ferg, I think that was my year. I think we spent 25K,
Wow.
25K. Wow.
which he wasn't worth it as much. Waka was a beast.
How much was
Waka just-
Waka?
I think he was 18,
And
and he just like each artist requests certain items. ASAP Ferg was like, I want a good ambiance and fruits and vegetables in his little tent.
Oh, interesting.
All right, buddy, you're in Navasota, Texas. Like, we can only do so much. We're like literally in a barn. So we'll see what we can do. And then Waka was just like, I need 10 bottles of champagne. And
Oh, I love-
it's
I
like,
like
what is
Dom
y'all's
P.
go-to thing? And
Yeah, like-
it's like beat the hell out of whoever we're playing. I think we're probably playing Bama. We usually do a Bama weekend. So he walks out like, beat the hell out of Bama and just like starts champagneing everybody.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
What was his
It's
first
fun.
song?
I don't know. It was. That was
It's like, girl, the
10
way
years
you're
ago.
moving got me. It's like, yeah, that's what it
Oh no,
starts with.
no hands.
Yeah,
Is
no
that him?
hands. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good song.
And you're in charge of all those finances, like all
Yeah,
operations. that are
yeah. Like
happening.
wrote check. Learn how to write checks. Like
Oh.
that's like
That's
a
crazy.
pastime.
Yeah.
Like, they
Oh
don't
my
people don't
God.
do that anymore.
Dude, that's
But,
wild. That's
yeah, I had to like
21.
figure out where all the little blanks you have to fill in. Like
Yeah.
I had a big checkbook that I would carry with me at all times. Like, all right, I need 10K for all this alcohol. I'm like, all right,
You just write a pledge
Yeah,
check.
whatever you say.
It's like take this to the
yeah.
cashier's
Wow.
check. And you fast forward that to today of like how you're managing your own finances. I have a couple questions there. Maybe to start off like with credit cards. Like what credit cards are you using today? Why are you using those credit cards?
So I've got a few, and I kind of sometimes just fall into these credit cards. Like, it's like Best Buy, I'm buying a new TV for my apartment, 5% back.
sign me
Well,
up.
like
That's fine.
it's like a 75-inch. Like those things kind of get up there. So I was like, all right, I'll take the 150 off or whatever. It was. I don't know how much it was off. That would be a lot. This was probably-
Yeah, 5%.
yeah, it was not that much. It's like $50
It's
maybe.
like an AR,
20
VR
bucks.
TV.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
sounds great.
You
No,
wear
it's
it
just
on your head.
normal Samsung. Not even the high quality. So, so I do have the Best Buy card.
Long story short.
Do not use it, but every once in a while I like need a new charger. So whatever, give me my 5% back. My main one is my Amex Gold. I think it gets you like 4 or 5% on restaurants, which here in New York, that's
4% all restaurants.
I would say
Annual fee.
90% of our expenses here are on restaurants and alcohol
In New York City.
in New York City. It's a
true.
big one. So live here, get the Amex
There
Gold.
is a fee though.
There is. I think it's $250.
250 or 290.
Might have gone up.
It might be when I was paying, it was 250. I think.
And I like it more. I was gonna get the platinum, but the platinum it's mostly for travel, and you have to buy all your flights in their little Amex app. And so, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, especially in New York, if you're eating at restaurants all the time. Here,
all the time
doesn't make sense.
And they don't split checks here, which that might seem normal to you Northeasterners, but in Texas, we'll have 15 people at a Mexican restaurant. And it's like everyone gets their own check, and also split the queso 15 ways.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, and they don't think twice about it.
Basically.
Here, it's like no, we won't even split that in half. Sometimes, like come on, like give me a break.
Which is true, but like I wonder why that's the norm.
Laziness.
In Texas. Oh, here you think it's laziness.
It's laziness. Yes.
I think it's convenience.
I think it's consideration.
For the server.
It's
Agreed.
I mean,
okay. Me and Ron's are thinking the same thing.
Yeah, it is. There's like, I mean, I don't know how many million people here.
Yeah.
And they're, pumping through tables. So
it's true.
It makes sense that they're trying to get people out. Yeah. I mean, it does take a while to pay.
That's so funny because I think I remember you told us to split the checks when we went to the Tex-Mex place.
Mm-hmm.
In
Longview.
Yeah.
We felt
El
weird
Sombrero?
splitting it. Yeah. And then they came out with like 15 checks.
Yeah. They didn't
like,
think twice about it.
Yeah. They didn't even care.
Service.
That's real.
Welcome to the South.
Southern hospitality.
Yeah.
So you're saying New York servers are serving people wrong compared to how it should be?
I mean, I feel like, I like go to a bodega and grab myself a case. And they want a tip.
Not wrong.
Excuse me?
You're not wrong.
Yeah. So I have the Amex.
Machine.
I also have the Capital One. That was my first credit card. Capital One Venture, 2.5% back. Not bad. And then other cards I've stumbled into. The Apple card.
The Capital Ventures 2% back on all purchases, any purchase?
Have you seen the commercials?
No.
It's like their slogan.
Dude,
I think it's
I don't even have cable
2%
TV.
on everything?
It's not cash back. It's points. 2.5% points.
But that's still like just
on everything.
Flat,
2.5.
Flat is
Wow.
good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
But what can you get with that?
Anything. What do you mean, like points?
Yeah.
Have you ever had a credit card?
Well, I have the one.
The Discover doesn't. The points don't. So Discover
I don't
points
think I even
transfer
get
to
points.
cash.
I just have cash back.
Yeah.
They
So
transfer
like,
back to cash.
if you're like buying a flight and it's $200, usually it'll be maybe
You can use that on any
20,000
airline, though. I mean.
points.
They have partner airlines.
Okay,
they do.
so that
They
was
have-
my question.
Okay.
When I meant anything.
Well, no, Capital One you can do it on any of them.
Oh, Capital One's
wow.
any one of them?
So any travel you have, you go on the app, and say it was $200, and then I just swipe to do all points, and that's 20,000 points.
They have a high
Just
bonus
gone.
offer too. Actually,
Is
how
there
much?
a fee for that one?
I think there was
$100.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe I should get Capital One.
there's different tiers.
Solid. Yeah, I've had it for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's definitely better cards, but it was the first one I had, so I just still use it.
If you're gonna get a first time card, I'd recommend the Chase
Sapphire.
Sapphire.
Well,
Yeah.
that was the
Solid
first
one.
one I applied to, and then it got denied.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Weird.
It's $95, but
Credit's lacking
My
over here.
income. I didn't have a credit card. Now I can probably apply and get it, honestly.
what do you know as an auditor what the consequences are to lying about your income when you're
I
applying for a
know
credit
some
card?
friends. that
Not my expertise, but I don't think they check very hard. Like, also
right,
you
you
can
hear
use your
that?
parents' address,
did. Oh.
which, all right, this is not advice, but hypothetically, you could use your parents' address, and I'm sure it'll pick up their credit score, and like just a thought that could happen.
From picking up, they pick
Like-
up your parents' address.
Like sometimes they'll take their credit score, and then it won't use your own credit score.
Just based off the address.
yeah.
Interesting.
Because whenever you apply for a credit card, it asks for your address, asking for, all that kind of nonsense.
So it's basically like not having to plug into your parents' credit score. It's just like them kind of looking to make sure someone could back you in the event you fail.
I don't know. I really don't know the ins
like a
and outs.
guarantor.
Yeah.
No, I don't even think it's that. Like I
Oh.
think I don't know enough.
Can
I
we-
really don't.
2 questions. Can we look up if you lie about how much money you're making on a credit card, what happens? Let me
If you
recap
get
this.
caught.
If you get caught about lying about how much money you make to these credit card people, then you're facing how much in fines, you said?
Up to $1 million.
Damn.
And then 30 years
And then 30 years.
30 years?
Or 30 years.
All right, so maybe
So you can choose.
I don't know if it's probation or jail.
If you don't have a mill, then
article.
you're going to jail for 30
Yeah,
years.
30. Yeah, $1 million or sentenced to 30 years in prison.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
Man.
A man was. Oh wait.
Not worth it.
A man was convicted of bank loan application fraud.
All right.
Oh, that's
a bank loan.
It's on the article about credit cards. Sorry.
Oh.
Wait, let me.
We're talking about charging a few.
It's Google.
310 Bowery charges.
Lying about your income when applying for a credit card is considered a fraud, like plain and simple, and it definitely has serious legal and financial consequences.
I'm sure it just kills your credit score.
Well, it technically could. So they're saying because it's illegal, they could do a termination of the credit card just entirely. It could obviously damage your credit history. There could be legal consequences to that. So what you mentioned, I don't know the exact legal penalties, but you could technically
go to
face
prison.
Penalties and go to prison.
Because it is
what they're
fraud.
saying. Yeah, because it's
fraud.
Just straight up fraud.
That's insane.
Which is
don't do that.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, don't do that. But it's also funny that
I
a
know
lot of
so
people
many
do that.
people that have.
Which is kind of.
And then they'll
like
ask you after a year, like, do you want to update your income? Sure.
Yeah.
Like, blah 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 blah. Oh, we increase your credit limit by 10K. Like, all right.
Yeah,
Nice.
I do that all the time, just to increase the credit utilization. So I stuck to 5 credit cards recently because
That's how many I have.
I had 10 of them.
Oh my god.
And it was hard to keep track of all. Same shit with you, Banana Republic, 20% off. All right, I'll get a credit card.
Yeah.
I just type in a couple of numbers right in the cash register. I have a credit card.
Ridiculous.
But I did that at 16 years old. Funny enough, when I did that, and my mom got a letter in the mail about my credit statement.
Scheme.
Oh my god.
And my mom's like, "Why the fuck you're 16 years old?"
I mean,
My friends
Banana
used to
Republic
get the
just
Victoria's
accepted you for
Secrets
that.
one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also Banana Republic.
Yeah. That's how my credit history started.
The love.
Yeah. That's hilarious. What are the other cards? Sorry. So you have the Capital, the Amex.
Capital, Amex, Best
have
Buy.
Best
Chase?
Buy.
Right?
I do have a Chase.
Sapphire.
That's United. No, just United. That
You
was-
fly United a lot, so that's why.
I'm a loyal United user. And
how they
like
make
whenever you
money.
have the United card, your bags, I think you get 1 or 2 bags free.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it's like
pretty
people
clutch.
make the sell on Southwest that bags fly free. Well, just get a United card. It's like $100 a year. Pays for itself after maybe 3 trips because you're free bags.
They used to do
So-
Premier with it, but now they don't. It used to
Oh.
come with a credit card, Premier Access, but I'm pretty sure they canceled that. Which
Yeah, you have to
kinda
work
sucks.
for it.
Yeah, now they make you actually fly.
Whew.
For
I was
those,
super close last year to get to platinum. Past 2 years, didn't get it.
You hit platinum previously? Damn.
I'm a gold guy.
That's
but
pretty
I'd
good.
like to be platinum. Last year, past 2 years, I was a flight short.
That's your
When everyone-
financial goals for the future.
That is my financial goal, and it really
Fly
gives
platinum.
you nothing. I think they give you a 3rd bag, which when am I
you need that
needing
for?
3 full bags?
What's your savings and investing motto? What do you save? How much do you invest? What's the whole deal on a per month basis?
It's an excellent question. So still working on the savings, which it has been better since I've left New York because, as anyone knows, you don't hardly save time in this city if
Non-existent.
you
So
don't.
hard.
Yeah, if you're not just killing it, it's just not possible. And every time I would get a raise here, it was just more fun.
Mm.
All right, we're going to more dinners and more drinks. So
Drinks for everyone. On me.
yeah, I don't think you've ever said that.
Yeah.
Drinks for everyone.
Yeah.
You got a raise.
I'm Mr. Governor.
It's great. Oh yeah, sorry, not my name. Oh goodness. Anyway, so now I'm trying to save I don't know, $500 to $1,000 each paycheck. Still work in
on
progress.
saving.
that's
on
a
savings.
lot.
Just straight up.
Yeah, no, it's
500 to $1,000 on each paycheck?
yeah, it's every 2 weeks.
That's amazing though.
I mean, we're still working on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
it's
goal.
still-
That's
it's the
another
goal. It's the
Yeah.
goal. Yeah, that is the goal. But fly up here quite a bit, travel a lot, and
That's
Yeah.
savings. Or are you talking about investing too?
living here, not a lot of extra income.
Yeah,
So
couldn't
I'm,
really put
yeah,
anything in there anyway.
right. Yeah, I'm paying off a credit card. That was my financial goals each month.
Yeah.
But now, yeah, investing. Got a handful of NVIDIA. big stock right now. Been pumping.
Very specific stocks.
AI.
that you're
No, I
investing
mean I've been investing a little bit, but
Yeah.
recently, as you know, if anyone watches the news,
Yeah.
AI has been big for that one.
Just
And
used
so it's
AI
been,
10 minutes ago. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah.
Changing the world.
Yeah.
The next iPhone. Like the
Huh?
technology, like
Oh.
it's so
It runs on
revolutionary that
Yeah.
it's like the iPhone.
I understand. That.
runs on GPUs, which is why NVIDIA is really good. Yeah.
What's a GPU?
Graphics
Yeah.
processing unit. Yeah.
Stupid.
It's
Testing you.
it's basically, you can think about it, like when you play video games on a computer and how you get beautiful graphics. Like it takes like
Sure.
a lot of power to do
Beautiful
that shit.
Yes.
Just
yeah.
picture, instead of putting that towards video games, you're putting that towards these mathematical models, like AI, to be able to do this fast.
Yeah.
It needs a lot of power, like a fucking, computational shit. But
Yeah.
we don't have to get
believe
into
it.
we don't have to get into specifics of that.
It works.
But I do want to get into the specifics of how much you're saving. So you're saying in total, with a 110K salary, you think you're saving around 500,000 a month.
What? 500. Oh wait, what? No.
1,000 or 2,000 a month.
1,000. Okay, you said 500,000.
Yeah.
I'm like,
no,
man.
Yeah.
What are you investing in? Let's get it.
Well, let's
I'll
look
just send
up.
you the money.
Let's look up right now. Speaking of AI, I'm just curious. Is that correct, by the way? So the $110,000 salary, you're saving around 1,000 to 2,000 a month.
1,000's fair. 1,000
That's
a fair
pretty
assessment.
good.
Let's see.
Yeah, but also you got to think about, now I don't pay city and state tax.
That's true.
That's
Oh.
8%
Oh my god.
a
you're
year.
right.
That is like huge.
So Bard's not the most reliable, but I like it because it has real-time data.
Oh, right.
Versus
The Google
ChatGPT.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I asked it to compare it with you. How much does the average person in the U.S. save per month with a 110K paycheck? Assuming that you have this 110K paycheck.
Probably.
They
probably
save
saving more.
typically $2,300 per month. And this is based on a savings rate of 25%, which is the average
25%
saving rate
is
for people in the
The
United
goal of
States.
like what you should be saving, I think that's what I've always read, but
Yeah.
that's impossible.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the average person.
You're right.
But it says the monthly income here is 9K. How much are you getting post-tax? Because this can't be right.
Wait, say that again?
How much? It's saying that it's assuming that the monthly income's 9K. How much are you getting post-tax?
After like 401k and benefits and
Yeah.
that nonsense, probably a month, 6,700.
Yeah, so this one's feels a little less accurate, not considering tax.
But yeah, like the taxes thing is huge.
it's actually ridiculous.
Yeah, because
okay,
whenever I was getting
yeah.
my new job, I was like, I don't know, like a little bit more than like what I just got a raise
Yeah.
for, because I knew.
But it felt
the
like a lot
taxes-
more.
Oh yeah,
I bet 8% is actually
it's a
a
ton.
lot.
Yeah, I'm like, people might be correcting me in the comments, but
Well.
I think it's like 4% city, 4% state.
I'm
something
getting
like
taxed.
that.
I'm getting taxed a fuck ton.
Yeah.
My tax refund was like $17.
What?
I owe the
How is
IRS
that
like
possible?
19K.
I know. I thought my dad said that
I
it
owed
was
once.
fine.
It's not fun.
It's because the reason why your tax return won't be that high is because unless you had a change in salary, or you made income from a lot of income from like the NFTs that you're selling and,
I didn't
and vice
take anything
versa.
Like a
out, though.
bonus.
And because of that, you're not really gonna get a tax return.
I
Like,
got
if you anything.
$1,000 though last year because of the something. I don't know what.
I think they changed tax rates. The previous there's a couple factors to it. I'm not sure exactly why
I
got
looked
the
it up.
1,000.
I can't remember what it was.
Well, also
but
like
they
all the
did that.
COVID stuff.
Yeah, in 2021 they gave you
Yeah.
like $1,000 for
Yeah.
a certain income, and so I got that.
Yeah.
So I was waiting for that this year because I was like, oh, I get to pay off my credit card and like all this stuff.
Mhm.
$17.
Yeah. Which if you don't, that's why I'm saying
Your
like the
credit card's
biggest change is
1,000?
the income.
No, my credit card. It's more than that, but I thought I could pay some of it.
Make a dent. Yeah.
Oh, with the
Yeah.
tax returns.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
Are
It's
you
not
carrying
usually
a
a good thing to.
balance?
Sorry.
Are you carrying a balance on your credit card?
Yeah, me and Mike actually sat down and went through my credit card debt, and I'm paying so much in interest.
Yeah. Like,
Because
carrying a balance right now, which, it's ridiculous. So like not a lot of people can afford to pay it off. But
I
like,
can't.
if you can,
But then they raised my
let's do
limit,
it.
and now it made.
no, raising the limit does not mean you can spend more.
I know.
Like technically it does, but that is not.
I thought you
a good
switched to your
mindset.
debit card, like we talked
I did.
about.
I stopped
okay,
using, but I
cool.
went to LA and I had to use the credit card a couple times.
Something I was telling Ron's, because the conversation we had was, all right, I want to go put my money into a high interest savings account like Marcus?
Yeah.
But if you have the credit card debt, the explanation there was like you're actually losing money.
You're losing money
by putting money in there.
Yeah, because interest rates are insane right now.
Yeah, they were
I've
like 20. It was like
learned-
20%. Your credit card was like 20%.
I know.
It's probably more than that.
Yeah, it was fucking
I-
high.
I think mine's 20.
It was high.
Oh,
Yeah, yours is probably like 26. I'm not kidding.
I think it is.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
we looked at it.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, you're not in like crazy credit card debt.
Yeah, my limit's not that high.
Which is why like 20% of not a lot doesn't really matter, but it also
Right.
matters. At the same time,
It
It
adds
matters
up,
to someone
yeah.
that doesn't make even enough money to pay that low limit.
Exactly.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But imagine other people that get super fucked.
No, yeah,
That's what
I
I'm saying.
can't imagine. I can't imagine.
But something
Yeah.
with those high savings accounts, like they get you with, all right, we're going to give you 4.5% for, I don't know, half a year.
Uh-huh.
And then I think there's stipulations on pulling your money out. Like, it's not like you can just take that money back real quick. Like, I think,
Oh, I've been
You have
pulling
to-
my money out.
really? Like, have you been using like a CD?
No, I've been using Marcus.
Okay, so one of them, which I don't, I guess, know enough about them, but I've been getting emails from like like a financial advisor, and it was like, yeah, just give us, whatever money, and we'll put it in a CD for
What's
say,
a CD?
certificate of deposit.
Ah,
It's like a
Basically,
very
you
high
just
interest savings
can't-
account. Yeah, you can't touch it.
Yeah, you can't touch it. And anyway, no, they're short. They're usually a year or less.
A year. Yeah, it's a long term though. Or
Yeah. So, but anyway, after the CD expires, they throw it in these savings accounts, and like I didn't read enough about it, but because I thought like CD, yeah, like I'll give it to you for 180 days, and then I want it back, and then there's definitely ways to get it out, but I just didn't read enough about it.
yeah.
So read the details.
But with what you're saving now, so I looked up some of the statistics here, and caveat, this is Bard since it's using real time data now, but Bard I've seen sometimes a little bit flaky. If for the average person in the United States with an annual income of like yourself of $110,000, they save about after taxes around $1,800 per month. So you're not too
Yeah.
far from there. You're only like 50% off from the average.
I'm not
No.
perfect.
But
Not
This is all a new
50%.
thing. We
Oh,
all
kind of 50%.
those that know me.
there's
It's-
different factors.
a
You know,
new
you're
thing.
you're in a city.
I travel a lot.
You're having fun. You travel a lot.
You're in your 20s.
in your
Entertainment is
20s.
a big part of my life.
I mean, it's the time to spend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's always somewhere to make more money.
For what you do and the fun you have, I would trade that any day to save $800 extra
definitely.
dollars
Yeah.
from what's being said there.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's, the extra 800 going to do?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the
for us
$800
now-
of fun? I mean, my gosh.
That's gone tomorrow.
The brunch we went to the other
Oh
day,
my
insane.
God.
Like,
But this is why we do this, because we're here to learn.
Exactly.
Ron's is very open to learning.
it's all
I
about
am.
learning.
Not that
I'm
I know
one of
everything about
you.
it, but yeah.
Yes.
You know, a lot of learning
Just
here.
here to learn.
You're a guest as well.
I'm a guest every week.
Yeah. Just
I really
here.
am.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what's that? Oh, should I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. We should use AI more in these the
Yeah.
shows about it.
You,
Get
you
statistics.
can give me the laptop back.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
can start doing
Can you do
that.
both now? Because before you were struggling.
Yeah, I'll put the mic down and
Oh, cool.
Not a multitasker.
Yeah.
I can't type with my left hand that quickly.
Yeah.
Maybe
Mike got hate once because I made a clip about him shitting on me for not being able to like type very fast.
I straight up called her stupid, like joking around. I'm like, because she's stupid.
and I
Oh my
laughed.
god.
But it was
No, but
funny. The context.
It was out of context because it was
Yeah.
like a joke, but the clip made it seem like I'm just calling her stupid. And
We had
like
to take it down.
8 girls commented like, "Don't call her stupid." And I
Be
was-
strong,
Yeah,
girl.
thank
Don't let him
you.
do that to
Yeah,
you.
I was like, whoa.
Stand your
Mike
ground.
was like, we might need to take that
I'm
down.
like, out of context. I'm in the DEI council.
You're a
girl,
queen in my book.
Like, come on. Yeah, I was a little bit upset about that. We always ask people this, but like, your biggest financial regret to this point in time.
Easy.
Wait.
Not buying an apartment when I lived here. Like, so
Oh.
much goes into rent, and like,
Mhm.
I could have made it work, but at the same time, whenever I moved here, it was like, am I going to be here for a year? Or am I going to be here for 4 years? And so I just feel like whenever you're paying rent, like it's going to nothing. and to have a tangible asset like that. And so I ended up staying for over 3 years, and like what I was paying could have just been going to a mortgage. Obviously, you have to have enough to put a deposit down initially, but yeah, definitely would have just bought an apartment here.
Wait, so
and especially during the pandemic, whenever prices went down.
Oh my God, you're right.
Like I was getting emails from my apartment building, and I would see the same apartment a month later going down, 100K or something crazy.
Wow.
How much were the apartments? Because how much are apartments worth here? Some are like in the mill, but maybe during COVID you were able to get a steal.
One of the ones I saw in my building was like 1.1 originally, and then by the end, or the last one I saw, it was probably like 850. Anyway, yeah, there's definitely much more affordable apartments. But what I was paying in rent, I like talked to my neighbor, and she's like, "You're renting this place?" I was like, "Yeah."
Your neighbor bought your place?
No, my neighbor. I mean, she owned her own, and she was just talking to me like, "What are you doing? Like, you're just wasting money." I'm like, "Yes, I know this." But yeah, I would definitely go back and scavenge the money up to put a down payment down and buy an apartment.
It's tough, yeah, because it helps though. It definitely helps to get a good deal first of all.
Yeah, it's got to be the right opportunity,
and
like, I wouldn't have bought right when I moved here, but a year in, whenever pandemic was in full swing, that was the time to buy. And also like the market, that was the greatest financial opportunity in the market maybe we'll see in our lifetime, because everything was just so discounted, and then the economy bounced back.
The rent
it's
was
always going to
great.
bounce back.
There's a giant bubble there too, not just with like crypto and NFTs, but even stock. Like everything was like
everything, like all the
cryptos.
The oil companies were so far down. Like oil's not going anywhere.
Yeah, everything was a steal.
And it was like, and then those companies pay dividends. Like you're gonna get money back, and they were, I think, like Exxon was at, I don't know, it was stupid, maybe like $30 or something.
And how much percent lower is that than typical? Is that like 70% lower?
I would say at least.
Yeah, well,
I don't know it off the top of my head, but I just remember like someone talking to me like, "Oh yeah, I put so much of my life savings in Exxon, and it's at X $30 a share." I'm like, oof. It'll bounce back, buddy. Don't worry. They always do. We'll be back. Don't worry. Yeah.
It's crazy looking at when I look at the stock market now, and I always say this. I was telling my girlfriend this. I'm like, because she was asking me for some advice on this. I'm like, listen, I don't have a secret to it. It's literally at the time. I just was in an advantageous position where I got lucky and pulled my money out after like crypto and NFTs at a good time before the market crashed. I was sitting on a lot of cash, and I could have fucking thrown a dart on a board and picked a random stock, and that would have 6 months later where we're at now, like a year later or where we're at now, it would have jumped up no matter what. I would have been winning no matter what is basically what I'm saying. And that's what I was telling her. I got lucky. Like if you're going to do it.
Yeah. And as long as you're not like, ETFs are the move for sure. But like at our age, whenever you're investing in the market, it's easy to stare at your Fidelity account and just see, what am I up? What am I down?
I used to do that a lot.
Terrible.
I just stopped,
But like, as long as you don't need the money right now, like everything else is in order in your life, like, credit cards and whatnot, it's the long game, and just leave it in, and it's going to go down, it's going to go up, but in the long run,
like 10
the majority
years from
is going to go up. Yeah.
You heard it from a potential CFA yourself. Folks.
Yeah, but I'm not telling you every stock goes up.
A year ago, maybe I'm telling you that.
Yeah.
Everything
stocks only go up.
Yeah.
Run, Dave Portnoy. Almost did the last name. Yeah.
With there are other question rounds if you want to.
Yeah, our favorite question we ask everyone: what is your financial fetish? Meaning, what's something that you do with your money that gives you pleasure that may not give someone else pleasure?
Love a good fetish. So I would say there's probably definitely two. One of them, shoes. Big shoe guy. Recently just got some Travis Scotts. Love them. Go get them. StockX. It's probably better priced websites, but it's pretty easy. It's just, like click, submit, on the way, My other one would be buying wine.
Yeah,
so
I can see that.
Why is that a financial fetish?
So HEB, which you Northerners don't know. It's a big thing in the South, Texas specifically, and they offer 10% off whenever you buy 6 or more bottles. Every once in a while, they get 20%. So like,
I see right now. That's a hot answer.
So like, I can't go in and just buy one. I really struggle. The other day, I was going to pick up a graduation present for a buddy, and I was going in buying the bottle, and then they're like, "Oh, Mother's Day week, 20% on 6 or more." I'm like, I'm losing money if I don't get 6. I thought about getting 12. So like then I'm just shopping. I'm running low on Pinot. Grab a couple Pinots, couple Cabs, throw in a Rosé, maybe a Miraval, Whispering Angel, and then a Sancerre to top it off, and we're out.
What's
$200 later?
What does that stand for? HGB?
I have no idea, but it's like a grocery store. It's elite.
That's why. Because you're saying us Northerners don't know.
No, you don't get it.
Yeah, that is elite. That's sick.
It is truly an experience.
Yeah. Oh, for those of you that don't know, we are gonna have a studio soon that's coming up.
Oof.
That's our future
big move.
Yeah, future goals, future move coming up here, and
Barstool's moving to Chicago.
We're
Eat My Assets is moving to Williamsburg. Staying in.
Yeah. Settling down here. But what about you? Like, where are you settling down? Like, what's your future?
Yeah.
What's your future?
I know you have an audience.
That is the $1 million question.
What are your financial goals for the
future?
Future, yeah.
I would say it definitely starts with these CFA results. I mean, it's not going to change anything in the near term, but say things went maybe south for that result, I would maybe look into an MBA. And I still might look into an MBA just because I think, you can never really have too much education and certification. So if I got all 3, it'd be like, Ryan, CPA, CFA, MBA. Like, that's a bit exhausting. But I think, it gets your foot in the door in just about anywhere you want to go. So
what would you want to do with that? Like, if you had MBA, CFA, like, what would you want to do with it, though?
Still kind of figuring it out because, what you don't know. As far as job opportunities, you can go in, like, more of a wealth management route, which is something I've considered, or you can go, private equity route. IB, usually you don't start as an analyst. If you do MBA, you'd start as like an associate. But it's all options I'm considering. But I think it really first starts whenever I find out these CFA results. July 6th. Tune in. We're gonna have a follow-up episode.
The reveal party.
Yeah. It's just gonna be like a lot of alcohol, and whatever happens.
Yeah.
And we're either gonna drink whiskey for being depressed, or we're gonna drink tequila to celebrate.
Great.
We should have a special of like you deciding where you're
the
gonna
reveal.
move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Move my talents back to the.
Oh my God, we'll do a TikTok live.
Yeah, exactly.
There'll be like 2 viewers.
It'll be us.
My mom.
Watching from our home.
Is
Ryan, I'm so happy.
Is Ryan moving back to New York? Oh no, this is a disaster.
First show though, how's the show? How's the experience for you being on the Eat My Assets?
Well, I've had the joy of seeing this podcast from the beginning.
Nice.
And each show, I think y'all get better and better, and it's only the beginning. It's only up from here.
Thank you. Appreciate
it.
Now you're a part of the journey.
I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Governor.
Could be,
EMA fund, maybe
a
in the
future recurring guest.
Yeah.
Find a place, here in Williburg.
We always said Ryan's show is going to be just giving him a bunch of shots and answering tax questions, but he couldn't even answer.
Yeah,
tax
well, that's that is
just like CPAs just answer all tax shit.
Yeah, exactly. That is like the worst thing about being a CPA. Or no, I'm not a CPA. Passing all 4 CPA tests. It's like everyone thinks you're like some tax whiz. Like I don't do anything with taxes at all. Like people like my grandfather's reached out like, "Hey Ryan, got a tax question about our LLC." I'm like, "Bro, I don't I know a little, but like not enough to like give you some real advice." So like not all accountants are tax guys. Is what I'm saying. I do nothing with taxes.
I know. I tried to ask you for help with mine last or 2 years ago, and you were like, "What?"
No,
Yeah,
and like
horrible.
His brother or associate, I guess, like with crypto. I'm like, Dude, that is so new. You need like a real expert because I am not your guy. Like I can do a personal tax return if you're just like a basic person. Not that you're basic runs, but I could probably do yours. I could definitely do yours. But like if you're getting into the crypto world, like no, that's not out there.
Shit gets convoluted. But
that's why I haven't taken mine out. I'm scared.
And honestly, they're figuring it out.
You're right.
I would just look at it as just any other asset, capital gains.
That's what you said.
But if it's past a year, you've been holding it for a while, so you'll have.
I want to just keep
tax.
it in there now until it goes back.
Yeah, because
maybe take a little out and pay off that credit card.
I took a little out to pay for Taylor Swift.
T Swift Eras Tour.
It was
coming
great.
to a city near you.
Yeah,
highly recommend. I mean, elite show.
$1,000 per ticket. But
oh my God, it's time to be real.
What I'll do is
what a time.
For everyone else out there tuning in, thank you so much for joining the show. Future guests that we're going to have on, it's not just going to be individuals anymore. We're also going to bring in people that have raised money or starters, so they'll be able to talk about finances when it comes to businesses as well. So really, depending on the guest, we'll be able to tailor the conversation, towards things that are relevant to them. But outside of that, follow us at emyassets.com everywhere. And Rons, if you want to close us out.
Yeah, cheers. Till next time.
Hit us in the comments. Like, subscribe. Hit us in the comments. Tell us what you think. Thanks for coming.
A natural. Look at that.
It's my first podcast.